Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of DeLorean Tech, and today we're going to do a quick review and installation video of a newly designed license plate bezel for the DeLorean that is being offered for sale right now by DeLorean Go. So this license plate bezel replaces the original factory license plate bezel, and it offers a new look to the rear fascia of the vehicle that matches the sort of the ribbed look of the front grille. So the front grille design has always been one of the favorite parts of the DeLorean for me. And when DeLorean Go offered these ribbed finishers, I went ahead and jumped on those. Now they have a matching license plate bezel, which really completes the look of the car. Another thing about it is I like how it kind of ties into the heat vents here on the sunshade a little bit. A lot of people really do like the original license plate bezel, but mine was really starting to get pretty tired. So I really felt it was time to update the rear of the vehicle, and I think this new ribbed license plate bezel does the trick. When I saw this being offered by DeLorean Go, I immediately jumped on it. I'm glad I did. So we're gonna walk you through the installation process, some of the stuff that I had to do to get it to fit because I've got the little backup camera. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here's the unboxing video. And one thing I gotta mention is that this thing got here very quickly. So I originally placed the order for the bezel on Sunday the 4th, but I actually updated the order to include some suspension hardware as well on the 5th, and today is the 7th. So, and I'm in California, and this came from the UK. So I really have to comment on the speed of the shipping from DeLorean Go. It's almost lightning speed. So this literally came in 2 days. That's pretty amazing. All right, so there it is. And here's the extra hardware that I ordered. So I was able to get this as well. Again, I added this to the order on the 5th, and I still got it in basically 2 days. Rib style rear license plate bezel, USA. So some basic installation instructions here. You find 2 pieces of VHB foam tape at the top and the bottom. You have to lay out the license plate. And using the original screws, you can attach the bezel complete with plate onto the rear of the car using original riv nut fittings on the rear fascia. So let's take a look. It's like unwrapping a Christmas present. Alright, here it is. There's the VHB tape. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, looks really good. Nice and smooth. Okay, so we'll do some close-ups and some good light here so everybody can kind of see what this thing looks like up close and personal. I have not tried fitting it on the car yet. So here's what it looks like on the back. This was obviously 3D printed, you can tell. Looks good though, nice and smooth. Looks like it was painted. So let's take off the original factory bezel and we'll do some side-by-side comparisons with this new one. Obviously it does not have the little hardware connectors for the license plate, and I think that's what this VHB tape is for. So the only concern that I had with the new bezel was not the license plate or anything, but it was actually the little camera that I have here for the rear view mirror dash cam. Although if it's the same dimensions externally as this one, shouldn't have any problems. Let's go ahead and just take this off. Okay, so here's a side-by-side of the 2 pieces. you're familiar with these, you know what that looks like. The big difference is how the license plate mounts. So on the original factory one, you have these tabs that are prone to breaking. This one actually is broken here. So in the new design, they were going to be relying on this VHB tape, and I might add a little bit more to it here on the sides so they would just put their license plate right on there. So just like that. So it looks like the license plate fits in perfectly right inside this area right here. So you've got that, and you've got this right here. And that's where it connects with the tape. So here's the other side with just the license plate on there. Looks pretty good. I like it. So all you do is just remove the VHB tape, and if you want to apply some more VHB tape to maybe to like carry it all the way out on the sides right here, you can do that too. Alright, so I added a little bit of extra VHB tape there and there. I recommend peeling the VHB tape first before applying it. It was kind of hard to unpeel after you apply it. I just kind of applied as much as I could around here. And I cleaned my license plate as well, especially the contact surfaces here. So I'm just going to go ahead and line it up. So I'm actually going to do it this way. That way I can line it up from the front. It's got to be perfect. So it's actually really easy to do. As long as you're looking at it from the front, you want to make sure that you don't go too far over on the sides here, but I think this looks good. Let's go ahead and push down just for a good 20 seconds or so on the VHB portion. Alright, so I got the license plate on. Works pretty good with that VHB tape. So I went ahead and applied some Gorilla Tape here to the sides just to add a little bit of extra strength. Alright, so it's pretty easy to install. If you have something like this, you're going to have to push up on the fascia a little bit. More than likely, you probably won't. And that's it. Pretty easy. Then just reattach the screws and you're good to go. And you got to make sure that you don't over tighten the screws per the instructions. So I like to install them kind of loose all the way around. Make sure you have good fitment first. There we go, good to go. So one of the things that I actually had to do with mine was, since my fascia right behind the screw holes, just the area around the screw holes on my fascia is really warped. It's bulging out, and the stock bezel, at least the area around the screw holes right here, it's very flat. On the ribbed bezel, there was a lot more material here, so I actually had to sand down that material here because my fascia, at least right behind the screw holes here, is bulging out significantly. So I actually had to kind of smooth that down on the inside, but it worked out well. The other thing too is that in order to make it fit better with my camera, that actually had to happen as well, because otherwise it would have been sticking out a little bit, and it would have it fits in there pretty good right now with my camera. Take a look at that. So it just fits perfect, and it's flush here. It's not like at a different angle or anything. So in case your fascia, and these fascias are far from perfect on this car, in case your fascia is warped or, you know, bulges in certain areas, I only had to sand down with a Dremel the top tabs that are right here. I didn't have to mess around with the bottom ones, so that was something I had to do. Hopefully that won't be the case with your car. Hopefully your fascia is in better shape than mine, but I was still able to make it work, and this looks badass. I'm really pleased with the way this whole thing looks. I mean, it really ties into the front grille. It really updates the back of the car, I think. It definitely looks a lot sharper than with this thing. This was really starting to get kind of tired. I guess I could refinish and paint it and sort of preserve that stock look, but I think an update was definitely in order for the car. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. What do you think about this new bezel, this new ribbed bezel versus the original bezel with the squares that was sort of intended to mimic the tail lights? And if you have any questions or anything, drop those down in the comments below as well. And once again, thanks for watching.